Okay, that's better. Hi, good evening from Tel Aviv. My name is Eric Narrow, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm the affiliates coordinator here in Israel for Jewish National Fund USA. Today, I'm standing in for Eric Michelson, our Chief Israel Officer, who is currently stationed somewhere in Israel after being called up for reserve duty. We pray that he and our soldiers will be able to come home safely and quickly. From his desk, I would like to give you our update this evening. As a reminder, we'll be having updates at 7 p.m. Israel time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our next call on next Tuesday, May 18th, due to the holiday of Shavuot. While Tuesday is still a holiday in the United States, we will be broadcasting in Israel after the holiday for those that can join us. I'd first like to thank President of Jewish National Fund USA, Dr. Saul Lieserbrand, who is on the call with us today, as well as the whole board of directors and all the partners of Jewish National Fund USA. In a few moments, we'll be hearing from Levi Zamir, Reserve Lieutenant Colonel and CEO of Green Horizons, who himself is an active reserve soldier in the IDF, and Reserve Major Oren Chefetz, the Deputy Commander of Palmachim Air Force Base. Last night, our friends and family in Tel Aviv area had a quieter night than the South and Central Israel, as Israel was once again battered by heavy Gaza rocket fire throughout the night and continuing today, particularly in the Gaza Envelope and the Ashdod and Ashkelon areas. A home in the Eshkol Regional Council was destroyed in a direct rocket strike early Thursday morning, and yesterday a kindergarten in Nir Am, also in the Gaza Envelope, was hit by a missile. One projectile hit Ramle near Ben Gurion International Airport, which has been directing incoming flights to the Ramon Airport near Eilat. Ashkelon and Ashdod were also bombarded by rockets, which were largely intercepted by the Iron Dome. As you have read, there has been civil unrest here in Israel, but no other organization other than Jewish National Fund continuously brings people together, continuing to protect people across Israel despite civil unrest. HaShomer HaChadash, a JNF affiliate, has volunteered to sleep in the homes of more than 40 families who have been vacated in Lod and have gone to different parts of the country in order to protect their home from vandalism. Over the past years, Akko has become the symbol of coexistence with true friendships between Arabs and Jews. Our very own Jewish National Fund USA Western Galilee Tourist Center in Old Akko has been operating since 2016 with 1,500 Israelis passing through each month. The other day, Akko thugs destroyed some hotel properties as well as our visitor center in Akko. The inside of the center was heavily damaged, but Saul Lieserbrand, our board of directors, and Deb Zaluda, the chair of the Go Northwest Task Force, and everybody else from Jewish National Fund has committed that it will be rebuilt more beautiful. And we have already had outreach from our Arab neighbors in the area who can't wait to help us rebuild it. So come to the National Conference in October and let's dance in the streets together. Jewish National Fund USA always stands in solidarity with real Israelis, Jewish and non-Jewish alike, who stand up against hatred and violence. And that's why we are investing in the Louder Employment Center, with the Louder Employment Center in Western Galilee now, in developing the biggest and most powerful small business administration in the Negev and Galil. As our affiliates all across the country have mobilized to support Israel's residents, I would like to take this time to reinforce the importance of our unity and strength. Jewish National Fund USA is a family, both in Israel as well as in the United States. Just yesterday, in response to the growing issues, the Central Negev Council, supported by Jewish National Fund USA, met together, representing all the major mayors and municipal leaders, which include Jews and Bedouins, to address the importance of cooperation and collaboration, coming together as the regional leaders during this troubling time. Addressing our Negev Council was President Reuven Rivlin, who stated, "We must not allow violence to triumph. We represent the moderate majority, Jews and Arabs, who have lived here together for 73 years and want to continue to live together in the state of Israel, a Jewish and democratic state, a Jewish state that is committed to the security, welfare, and prosperity of all of its people, all of them. This is how we lead by example. And this is why giving to the Jewish National Fund campaign helps today and most importantly tomorrow. Here are some of the action points that we've been working on. With the help of the Ramat Negev Regional Council, led by Mayor Eran Duran, we are working to relocate families from Eshkol and Shar HaNegev who are facing great trauma. 400 families have already been evacuated, with an additional 400 needing relocation assistance, which will cost about $250 per family to match the government subsidies. Although Alexander Muss had to regrettably cancel their planned weekend in Jerusalem, we did reach out to the leaders of the Gaza Envelope communities to offer the hotel rooms that they had already reserved to families in much needed respite from the constant attacks. HaShomer HaChadash, our friends in the Arava, Makom, the Alexander Muss High School in Israel, as well as JNF-USA staff, are going to be meeting to come up with packages and programs for kids in the bomb shelters and all the kids in the Gaza Envelope. We will have more information on our Tuesday and Wednesday calls, but we will have to raise approximately $500,000 for care packages, including candy, snacks, flowers, as well as programming and games for children that are living in shelters. There is no other nation on earth, and certainly no other organization, that would be able to handle the situation as we are right now. Our Jewish National Fund family gives us the strength to keep doing our shared work, whether it's from a bomb shelter in the Gaza Envelope, in Tel Aviv, or in the JNF house in New York. We will continue to keep you updated, but you must tell others how to get involved. Keep looking forward as we move into the holiday of Shavuot, a celebration of receiving the Torah, knowing that during this week, the Jewish National Fund has a scribe on top of Masada who's writing a Torah in the exact location where fragments of a Torah were found from a people who thought it was the end of the Jewish nation. We write the Torah today, and in October, we will dance with that Torah down during our national conference from October 10th to the 14th. One will go to an Ethiopian congregation in Beersheba, and the other to a synagogue next to a fire station where the firefighters will be able to pray and rejoice. We will be able to show the world that we are here, we are strong, and most importantly, we are together. I'm now going to call upon Levi Zamir, the CEO of Green Horizons, who will be followed by JNF emissary and Reserve Israeli Air Force Major Oren Chefetz. If you have any questions for either of our speakers, I'll ask that you send to me in a private message, and we'll do our best to answer following the briefings. Levi?
Okay, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Russell is already wearing his Shabbat suit, and I'm wearing my Shabbat suit. So I'm very happy to see so many familiar faces here in the Zoom call, and we are missing you guys. We didn't see you for a while, so we are waiting for you here in October. So my name is Levi Zamir. I know part of you know me and know the organization. I am the CEO of Green Horizon. Green Horizon, it's a youth movement here in Israel. We call the elite youth movement in Israel. We have kids from 6th grade to 12th grades in a very small group. In a little ratio between kids and counselor. It's 15 kids in every group, and the main tool that we are activate it's the outdoor. We are going out with them. We teach them how to love their country, how to love our country through the feet, by hiking, but knowing the country, knowing the history of the country and the Jewish people, learning about our neighbors, the Bedouin, the Arab, the Cherkess, everyone that lives here in this country. We are working with JNF, especially in the north and in the south, for a long time. And you guys helping us very, very much by subsidizing kids from the north and from the south that they can be part of Green Horizon. And I want to tell you what's going on here in Israel in the last few days. So everybody hear about the rain of rockets that falling off from the sky. And we use from the other rounds that used to be before that the people that live in Gaza Envelope, in Ashkelon, Ashdod, sometime Beersheba are hitting by missile. But this time it's different. Half of Israel is under attack. I live in the Sharon, just next to Netanya, and in the last week, my family and I were sleeping at the safe room, the Mamad, and a lot of people spending time and all around the mamad. The kids is not playing outside like they used to play, because we want them very, very close to the house and to the safe house, to the safe room. Um, well, my friends in the Eshkol region got 15 minutes to come to the safe room, to the mamad. We have 52nd, I'm sorry. We have 1.5 minutes. So we have some time to run, but we don't want the kids to spread around. About Green Horizon, what we are doing right now, we just get out from the COVID situation. We were ready to go to a great summer, to great thing that we will do with the kids during the summer, and then came this situation. So as we doing every time that something happened, we are going and looking what we can do, what we can do with the kids, what we can do with our participants, what we can do with their family, with the counselor, with everybody around. So first of all, I talked to my good friend from Eshkol region, Michal Uziyahu. We are talking every day to see what and how we can help to the kids in Eshkol region. The basic idea was to get the kids out from the Eshkol region and to take them to trips and hikes in the northern part of Israel, but the IDF is not allowed us to come in with buses to pick them up because it's very dangerous. So right now there's a lot of family from Green Horizon, from Binyamina, from Haifa, even from Jerusalem, from Tel Aviv, that adopting family from Eshkol region and invite them to come over to the holiday, to the Shavuot holiday, and wherever and whenever they need. And we are talking every day about it. Our gap year counselor are living in Netivot and working in Netivot and in Sderot. We are working at the bomb shelter over there. There's a community bomb shelter over there. The problem with a lot of neighborhood in Netivot and in Sderot, that not in every house they have a mamad, a safe room. And there's like a big shelter at the neighborhood, and the kids are running over there when the alarms sound. But from time to time, what's happened, the kids are getting exhausted to run and to get out and get in, so they stay at the shelter all the time during the day. So our guides, our counselor are moving from bomb shelter to bomb shelter and working with the kids, doing some great stuff with the kids, teaching them, singing together, playing together, just an hour of playing together, and they are moving to the next bomb shelter. And like that, we are keeping close relationship with our participant and with the whole neighborhood and their parents, and whenever and whatever they are need. And there's a lot of other stuff that's going on, even in Be'er Sheva, that getting a lot of rocket and missile. And right now we are and right, it's not the main thing that we are worried about. I want to talk about it just another 2 minutes, and then I will finish, and we'll happy to get your question. Well, the Hamas, we are not scared of the Hamas. We can deal with the Hamas. I don't know if you heard what the IDF did last night in Gaza, but to be honest with you, nobody in Israel is really scared about the Hamas. The main thing that we are worried about it right now, it's what happened here in the city of Akko, in Jerusalem, in Jaffa, in all the mixed cities that Jews and Arabic live together. It used to be in a very good neighbors. They used to be very good neighbors, and our main goal is to keep that thing, that they will remain in great neighborhood to live together. There's some radicals, there's some hooligans from both sides, Jews and Arab, and we are very sad about it. And the big thing, the big event that we are going to do next week, it's to put together a lot of Arabic educator and Jews educator together to start to talk about how we educate the next generation to live together. This is the most important things, and Green Horizon is a big part of this. We have, we are talking about leadership all the time, and the main thing about education is to create the next leadership of Israel, to create the next leadership all over. And one of the things that we must do here in Israel is to bring up good voices of leadership, of youth leadership, Arabic, Jews, Christian, whatever, because the future here, in the future here, we are all going to live here together. Even we want it, even we don't want it, it doesn't matter. We are all living in on the same ground, and we need to make a better future for all of us. So this is the thing that we are focused on, and to do it, we need to focus on education. This is the main thing that's important right now. So thank you for listening, and if you have any question, I'm here. And I'm sorry, I just want to say a big thank you to Bob Weiss, our chairman of Friends of Green Horizon, and to Sharon Joy that helping me every day. And if you have any question about Green Horizon, you can always call Sharon or call Bob Weiss or call me. And we have also Arnon Gal, our development manager. So you're more than welcome to talk to us.
Thank you very much, Levi. If anybody has any questions about the important work of Green Horizons, you can either send it in the chat, or as Sharon has said, please feel free to reach out to her for any additional support. Very, very happy now to call on Oren Chefetz to give us an update about the practices of the Israeli Air Force from his experience. Oren, please, we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Levi. Shabbat shalom. Nice to see everyone here this morning. My name is Oren Chefetz, and I served in the Israeli Air Force for 24 years, for those who don't know me yet. And I'm talking from San Francisco. So good morning to the West Coast. Also, I'll share my screen, a short presentation about the IDF and the Israeli Air Force. So even though I think most of you are updated, I'll go through some points. So unlike the Palestinians, terrorists who deliberately target innocent people, Israeli citizens, we are in the IDF are doing the attacks like a sophisticated doctor, just not to harm civilians. And the efforts include some of the followings. One method is knock on the roof warnings. Before we attack a building, we are using a very light a rocket that just make noise on the top of the roof of the building. Then many phone calls are made to civilians at the same area and in the building. And only then we are doing attacks and even canceling attacks if we see that there is a crowd around the scene that we need to shoot down. This is the picture. In the right picture, you can see what Levi was talking about. Half of the country is under attack from Netanya in the north, of course, Jerusalem and all the east side, and all the way south. Ben Gurion Airport is still closed, if I'm updated, and some of the airplanes are landing in Ramon Airport next to Eilat. And here in the left side, you can see that nothing has changed. The Hamas is still shooting his rockets from buildings, from schools, right next to schools. You can see both pictures of our rockets from this week that are being shot at from a populated area. So nothing really changed, unfortunately. What happened tonight? So tonight was a big achievement. Some of you heard yesterday that the IDF is going into Gaza Strip with ground forces. It was in the media. The IDF spokesman said something about it in English. It was a big confusion, but it was deliberate. They did it on purpose. The drill for the Hamas, when they hear something like that, to go down to the tunnels inside. We are not talking about tunnels that cross the border, but tunnels inside Gaza Strip, miles of tunnels that are used to hide. And if we're going inside to hit our forces. So they went down, and then the Air Force launched around 160 fighter jets and other air tools, 12 different squadrons, ground forces, and they all struck and hit those tunnels. We are talking about around 150 targets in a few minutes. During this time, all the terrorists are hiding in those tunnels. The achievement is pretty huge. We don't know the numbers yet, but it's kind of a game changer, especially when you're talking about what is next and when it will be done. We'll have to wait and see for two or three more days, but it's a big operation, very successful one. I want to show you a short video. Everyone took a part, even the media that took some photos of the vehicles around the border. Okay, so that was tonight. Another attack a short while ago, target of cyber equipment storage site in the northern Gaza Strip. You can see the building on the right picture. You can see it bombed on the left side. Again, after making sure that no civilians are around, and every attack is being approved by commanders and even legal advisors. So that's the picture now. The IDF will continue to attack terrorist targets as long as we need to. Like Lavi said, I think that the problem is not Gaza Strip, but what happens inside Israel. Right now, the IDF don't want to take a part. It shouldn't take a part in this riots, but then again, if things will escalate, and then it might, because it looks like now 7 Palestinians are killed in Yehuda v'Shomron right now because of those riots. So I hope things will be quiet during the weekend. All the units are in very high alert, but the spirit is very high, and there are great achievements and with our strikes. Many rooms and fake news, so take a deep breath before you jump into conclusions. IDF spokesman site is recommended, and also the Twitter is if you're using the Twitter, it's pretty updated. That's it. Eric, to you.
Yes.
All right, I'll just wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. I want to thank you all for coming on the call today. And like Eric has said, our call will resume on Tuesday at noon, the same Zoom call. And shall we all have a very peaceful Shabbat Shalom and Hag Sameach. And to all of you, thank you and Shabbat Shalom.